South Africa. We arrived in Johannesburg about 4 days ago now, and we flew straight out to the Kruger National Park.
I think Mandana described it as a mud palace. It was the most fantastic design.
Oh my God. This is paradise. We each were allotted a mud palace, complete with private butler, of course, goes without saying. And basically, you know, if the windows weren't full panorama of the veld, Bushveld, they obviously weren't worth constructing. So I mean, it was quite extraordinary.
With the massage and seaweed baths and everything laid on to make us feel very relaxed.
This is our hotel, the outside, mezzanine. It's sun setting, it's very nice. I mean, there's a pool here, and I'd love to tell you that I'm brave enough to get in because it looks cold, but there is unfortunately only one nutter mad enough to get in at this temperature, and that's her.
Have you seen how hot the temperature is? 20 degrees centigrade.
Swim!
If I know! Got to make full use of the facilities, that's what I say.
See the back of the pad, okay, that's the way that the toes are pointing, that way there. And the back of the pad is at an angle to the direction being walked, if you look at that. Oh, see that? It actually walks with his toes pointing outwards. Walks as sort of a knock-kneed sort of walk. Next time you see them on National Geographic, or if we bump into one on Drive, see how they walk, it's really quite strange. Got claws in front of the toes, which you don't see on the other big cats. The hyena is part of the cat family.
Oh, really?
The cat group of carnivores. It's not a dog. It's not a true cat either, but it's definitely not a dog. No, not quite. Walks with the claws out. Cheetah also walks with its claws out, but the cheetah is definitely a cat.
I'm not sure about you.
There's some old powdered hyena dung. This white sort of chalk on the ground here. See, the hyena eats a lot of bone, so when the dung comes out, it comes out green initially and it dries to white. And it powders very easily. It's full of calcium. This is the nut out of the center of a marula fruit. What you need to try and do is get that little circle to expose itself. There's two ways of doing it. One way is you can smash it with a rock, which is a hell of a lot more efficient than the way I'm about to do. It's better for demonstrations. There's the nut.
So when you next in Somalia,
Next time you have to get by,
You can eat it, huh?
yeah.
eating gravel.
Make sure to break a little piece out. Pardon? You'd rather eat gravel.
Then I say start eating gravel.
Can we get some of the
Yes,
outside?
okay.
Yeah, this brown stuff on the outside is not so good. There you go. Just going to put that onto your finger. Your hand. And give it a taste. Not a very strong taste, but there is a bit of an aftertaste. It's like a normal nut. Hmm? Yeah? Not too bad, huh?
A bit like macadamia, isn't it?
Not getting too much clear this other hole. The double helping. By the way, this has passed through the digestive system of an elephant, huh? Just so you know. I sort of mentioned that to you now that you've had a chance.
Just waiting for him to say something like that, eh?
See?
I'm gonna go follow some elephant. Give my fish, yeah.
How's it look? How you doing, man?
You guys have been naturally formed.
Would anybody like
Dom
any more
Alexandra.
juice?
Nicky Helen.
Some more juice?
Me and Bart. Me and my Bart. Cheers, Bert.
Notice how he conveniently formed a beautifully framed shot. Jesus, talk about cameras being actors finding cameras. Suddenly the thing's going to lean over in a minute because
That
they're
would be
so
the
trying
problem. That would be the problem of getting a camera out with a leopard. You'd suddenly have everyone in front of it. No, move away. Yeah.
It's weird.
Come on, Louis and Lee. Don't be shy, Louis and
I
Lee.
don't understand what it is.
Don't be shy.
Pick a moment.
Who's making cameras at?
Photo opportunity.
I think it's Lee.
Has Lee ever watched the programme?
No.
And it was absolutely incredible. I mean, people describe, God, you're going to love it on safari, and they say it's so amazing, this and that and the other, but it really is one of those things that until you do it, until you're driving, and then suddenly there it is, an elephant under a tree doing its own thing, you don't know how it makes you feel, really.
We saw leopard, we saw elephant, we saw sunrise, we saw sunsets.
And we were lucky enough to find all four, well, all of them except the lion. We saw the leopard after a lot of hunting. We saw the water buffalo, we saw the zebra, and we saw the elephant.
We've just had a major culture shock. We've come from Sabi Sabi, the beautiful Earth Lodge, and then yesterday we arrived here.
Everyone who was anyone in the world of trying to fight for human rights has spent some time here, including Mandela, Nelson Mandela, and including Mahatma Gandhi, which is quite incredible, who was apparently here in 1907.
So main prisons in South Africa that people that struggled for human rights were brought here. So you had a lot of prisoners that were fighting for women's rights, for workers' rights, and for freedom of speech. And it's horrific. It is a horrific place. The first corridor that we went down, we came across segregation cells that were like hutches. They were like for, you wouldn't put battery hens in them. It's in a terrible state of disrepair. I think it's been closed since 1992. There was prisoners here until then, if I'm correct. But I can't imagine that it looked a lot better when it was actually up and running.
Well, walking in here, first impression is very overwhelming. Think of all the history, think of who's been here, and actually walking into the solitary confinement was really hideous, actually.